approach, because now you're fearing there's something that you're going to lose, and with the mentality
not really.
Are you sure?
I think you're getting me wrong. Me, I've already told you I'm in the marriage. I already see it for what it is. It
exactly,
is
and
for
the
me
reason you're not getting a solution, and the reason you're not going to directly to the solution of you being kuokotwa is because you understand you have been kuokotwa first of all, but Rich, you are not courageous enough to go to the solution of maybe getting rid of it because you are fearful there's something that you have you have created and you don't want to leave it here.
Rich, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, but how has he been okotwad?
He has admitted to...
he's admitting that, yes, he's been okotwad, but how? Because if you've been okotwad, then it's clear what you need to do. But if you've not been okotwad, then you stay. So how have you been okotwad, CG?
What I mean is like the act of marriage itself, if you look at it from the perspective of today, where people are saying if you're married, you're already okotwad, you're compromised. That's what I mean.
But you said you're happy in your marriage.
Happiness is a fantasy. I wouldn't say that. I don't know how to say it. Saying you're happy is very, very superficial. It's working. It's a wheel that's going around.
But there are men who are happy in their marriages. Those men are the ones whose when the wife obeys him, she listens to him, she lets the man lead. That man is happy, and in turn, the woman also becomes happy because the best position for a relationship between a man and a woman is where the man is in charge. Now, if you're not in charge of your relationship, then you cannot be happy.
Exactly. But you see, okay, maybe it's just my idea of happiness is totally self-based. Looking for happiness from someone else is very superficial. You can never get that.
So what is the problem with your marriage?
You get it? Pardon?
What's the problem with your marriage?
There is no problem. It's just a conversation that we're having. I'm looking at the where today people are talking about it, and where I come from, or where other people come from an old school way of dealing with it and trying to find an understanding of, because you can say it's not working, you can say marriages are not working and all these things are not working. Then what happens to those who have already been in that situation?
So let's talk about marriages and what the marriage is, okay? So marriage is a union between two people, okay?
Exactly.
And in that union, have you guys agreed that you can have side chicks?
No.
But I'm sure you've cooled a few chicks on the side.
No.
Okay, you wouldn't agree. Let's go with that. But
because first of all, I was very young when it happened.
How young were you?
I was I think we started the relationship from 19, so 20, same sort of situation like D, but them days.
And she was older than you?
No, she's younger than me, 1 year younger.
So she's older than you in terms of experience, anyway.
In terms of maturity, as people say.
So you guys are not seeing eye to eye now. By now, how old are you now?
38.
Oh man! So it's been 18 years of pure fire.
Exactly, that's what I mean. So I'm already swimming in the deep end with the crocodiles and everything, and it's not because I don't want to lie and say, oh, my marriage is not working to fit the narrative. You get me?
But then again, you know that now you're getting your second wind, and she's not part of that.
No. First of all, she's very traditional. Like where she comes from, it's a very traditional way of looking at things.
So does she obey you?
And yes, definitely.
So your marriage is good. Why are we discussing your marriage, bro?
We're talking about married people and being compromised. And I said, I have been compromised because I am married. So Ali needs to accept the fact that he has been compromised. Then he can deal with situations differently. The same way as Diesel comes up and says, I've been...
So my point, and every time I say it, I don't say you guys I don't even care about you guys being compromised. What I say is that you guys are sick. There's a sickness inside
Exactly.
you, that makes you want to have a woman by your side. So, but if you're happy. But if you're not, then what the fuck are you doing there, bro? It doesn't matter how long. So you've been together 18 years. Happy. So what?
Exactly. Then we say, I am happy. But in the process, as you're learning about yourself through even spaces like yours, then you get to see things in a different perspective. And the confusion for me, I'll speak for myself, is looking at things and trying to analyze things to understand them from both perspectives, my perspective and what the consensus is talking about. Not based on my marriage, but what's happening. You as a man, what is happening and what are people talking about? And how do I think about it? That's what I'm trying to say. So if another man also comes to the space and is married, if he hears the way the conversation is heading, he would rather curl up on his seat and keep quiet because he doesn't want to contribute and be seen as awkward. Yet he might have important input.
No, I get that. Only that for us here, we like to get to the end of the story faster, much faster, instead of doing it the way the therapists do it. So the issue here is, you got this woman before you became a man.
Yes.
So you don't know what being a man is. You're panicking. Because now you're wondering, have I done the right thing? Have I lost the last 18 years? Instead of me trying to find out who I was, what could I have been? And
I think that's part of life.
It is, but you also understand that panic because now you're hearing other men saying, I am happy, like someone like Rich saying, hey, I'm happy being single.
Yeah.
You can hear me saying I'm happy being single because I have been on both sides of the of this life, and I know this side is definitely better because I know the frustration you guys are going through. I also know the lies you guys have to give. You understand?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I know you guys lie in marriages and you're not happy.
Yeah, but that's why I've said you already, that's why I've said you are compromised already.
So the first thing that you do, the first thing as towards for you to become a man is you have to stop lying. Okay? The way you'd teach your son to stop lying, even for you as a man, you have to stop lying. You have to stop lying about whatever situation that you're in. So if you have to stop lying,
I agree with I agree with that, and that's the reason I mentioned that even you as an individual in the marriage, even you as you're going through your life, you cannot stop growing. You have, as an individual, you have to grow.
So, in a marriage, you're not
a leader. You have to grow.
Listen to this, CG. In a marriage, you're not an individual. So in a marriage, you two are working together towards something, a certain purpose. So in a marriage, she has to follow your lead so that when you grow, she grows. But now...
So what you're trying to tell me that, let's say a CEO of a company and an MD are the same?
No. In a marriage, it is like a CEO and a PA.
Okay.
Your wife is not an MD. She has no decisions to make apart from the decisions that you tell her to make.
No, I was just trying to look for something a bit lower, not lower, but I was trying to look for
because
something
you guys,
that has a difference.
So when have you ever seen a CEO and his PA?
Yeah.
Who cares more about the other? The PA gives all her attention to the CEO or to the MD.
But the CEO has to go look for the information, has to grow and bring input into the company. He has to mature.
So the CEO is the one who is growing here. So when he grows, she grows.
Exactly.
Yeah. So her work is to make sure that he grows.
Exactly.
So to take care of all the mundane tasks that would otherwise stop him from becoming that person that he is.
Exactly. But also that's the same situation also when you look at marriages where you as a man, you have to, yes, I agree. When I got married, I was young. I was a boy.
So you are not a CEO. So there's no way you're leading your wife.
Not yet.
No. A time will never come when you ever lead your wife because she had a CEO when she was getting married to you. And it wasn't you. She just got married to you, but there was a CEO. There's always a CEO in her life. Either the pastor,
probably
her father
or something.
Or somebody. Yeah, there's always going to be a CEO.
I get it. Yep.
So
Very true.
That's the only way that marriage works. When a woman comes in, like she's a PA and you're the CEO. Now she works for you. She focuses on you. She fusses about you. She makes sure you have your coffee, your laundry has been taken care of, so that you can go handle the other tasks that are very important to
and become
the
a
growth.
CEO.
Yes. So if you don't, if you don't have that person in your house, then you don't have a wife.
Yeah, but if you have, then where do you get the information as a CEO to grow?
Whatever you see, you could be getting your information anywhere.
Pardon?
I mean, it doesn't matter as long as this is the arrangement between you and the woman. You could start from Kibera or whatever, and you would still get to this place you're supposed to get to.
Yeah, I agree with you, and we're moved past the part of now we're in the part of information. If you're the CEO and you're going to look for the information, what I was trying to find out is how to decipher the information that you're receiving, so that you can bring back that information that you've acquired to implement it. Because even when you come out, people will tell you, your business cannot run like this. If I was you, the business, even the Uber guy will tell you, your business, I could have done this and this and that. So, yeah, you get the input, but how do you filter it? Because as much as we talk about single men or we talk about married men, also married men are men. So they're looking for that.
So now you see the problem with you guys who get married in this age. When you get married too early, your biggest issue is that you don't know how to make any decisions. So a 19-year-old boy and an 18-year-old girl, the girl is going to make the decisions. You know that. The girl is more confident. She has, she's been pumped up more. So she's always going to make the decisions because she doesn't trust your decision-making process because you've not become a man yet. Hold up.
Okay, sorry.
So you've not become a man yet. So she cannot trust you. And she has also access to men, to real men, starting with her father, her uncles. So she knows how real men are supposed to behave, who've been built. And she knows you are not it. And she still stays with you because she knows she can use you for her good. It's just logic. When women look at it, it's logical. So for the next 18 years, she's going to, use you for whatever it is that she wants. But you are not in charge. She's in charge. So that's the thing. When you get married, when it's too early, then you don't know how to make decisions. That's why even now you're asking, which information should I trust? Because you really want the information. You really want what is right. You really want to do the right thing. But you don't know what the right thing is because for the longest time, you've never made a decision. The person who's been making the decision is the wife. So every time when a decision has to be made in the family, it is the wife making the decision, not you.
Now you're making assumptions. Let me stop you. Now you're making assumptions. Because now what you're trying to say is, I don't know how to make a decision.
How would you know? You got married at the age of 20. How would you know how to make a decision?
It doesn't matter. I'm talking to you like man to man. So if you're saying I don't know how to make a decision, my conversation was heading to how to filter the information and see the relevance of it now. Where, let's say...
But isn't that the same thing that we're talking about? You're saying you don't know how to filter information because for you, this information is too new. You don't know who to believe.
No. It's not.
So you don't know whether to believe that my marriage is good or bad. So you don't even know whether your marriage is good or bad because you're here listening to people, and yet you say you're a happily married man.
No, the point I was trying to put across was that yes, I accept Kuokoto the way you define it. If you're married, you're compromised. Yes, but if in the process of your marriage, everything is going as per plan with pros and cons. Then, as you're moving into different times and ages where information is changing, and we say, for example, now today, marriage will be looked at as something that's not working. Next 5 years, marriage will be looked at as
yours. No, so stop about the information. You're too focused on information. Is your marriage working?
Yes, it is.
Then why are we talking about other people's marriages? Yours is working.
No, I'm talking
so
about
the confusion that you have here is probably because you're on the wrong platform. You're listening to people who have been hurt like us. But you are good.
Right.
You're not part of this crew here.
No, but Kibe, you see,
You're in the happy
listening
crew.
is no, but you see that will now is taking a very dismissive approach, because you have to listen to everyone and anything, and in the process you filter it.
No,
So
but you don't have
it,
to. Like now, I
grow.
don't have to listen to you. You don't have to listen to me, because
Exactly,
we are
it is
very
benefit.
different. Why am I forcing myself to understand you? Yet you are telling me that you're in a happy marriage. Why does it matter what information is out there? You see, why does it matter what we are saying here? Because for you, if you're happy,
Because you're growing.
no,
You're not,
look at someone like Sultan. Sultan has been coming here since I started these spaces.
But why do you read
Sultan,
books, Kibe?
hold up. Listen to this point first. So Sultan has been coming here since I started these spaces, and Sultan has remained married all through. He has never changed his tune. He's never changed what he says. He's always pro-marriage. He's always pro his wife. He's been that guy. So every time you see Sultan here, he's going to give us the same story. Okay? So Sultan is not confused at all about what he is doing in his marriage. He's happy, he's okay. Now, you, on the other hand, you sound confused. That's why we're asking you these questions. Because if you're confused, you cannot be confused in marriage. You cannot be confused in marriage.
Yes, I agree with you. What you're saying, I agree with. But the reference does not make sense. What I was trying to explain to you is that if you're looking at information, they say you have to absorb information, whether good or bad, and then make a decision, grow. That's the basic key. That's why you have books. That's why you watch YouTube things. That's why I watch your stuff. I've been watching your stuff for a long time. There are a lot of things I've picked up in terms of business, in terms of marriage, in terms of friendship. So you cannot dismiss it and say and that's where I started from. You cannot dismiss and say you're married, so you cannot. That's a very dismissive approach, where even a married person can learn and grow.
Yeah, but again, if you're learning and you're growing,
it's not definite.
No, but if you're hold up. If you're learning and you're growing, then you're learning and growing based on a particular subject. You say, this is my subject here, and this is the question that I have. But you, when you came here, remember the first thing you said, okay, I agree that I've been awkward. So you've not told us how you've been awkward. You're just telling us I've been awkward. We're telling you
I've already explained.
Hold up. Listen to this. Listen to this.
Just a minute, Kibe.
No, hold up, CG. Let me make the point.
Run with ideas.
CG, why are you getting carried away? Relax. We're here together.
No, but
that's
I
the
don't
two
want
of
you to
us.
run with the idea.
So
that's
did you
hang on to that?
Did you say that you've been awkward in your marriage?
Exactly. You see, just run with it.
Yeah, but again, I asked you. So how have you been awkward? You say no. I can't tell you how I've been awkward. I'm just being awkward.
No. Oh man, Kibe, I told you that when you say kuokotwa, that married men are compromised even before they open their mouths. That's what I meant.
Man, I think we're going around in circles here. So is there any particular thing that you wanted us to address? Because that's how we deal with issues. It's not ambiguity. You just say, I've been awkward, so how do I deal with that? I don't know how you've been awkward. Maybe you like when your wife puts her finger up your ass. So when you tell me that is being awkward, I don't know. I have no idea. I have no idea what it means to be awkward in marriage. So if there's a specific thing that you want us to deal with, now that one I can deal with. But just a plain, awkward, that doesn't work. Kingston, I was waiting for CG to come through.
So I was thinking this problem is not just about men, as I was saying earlier. It's about like boys when they are young. When boys are young, like the problem in the US, I think it began, I was reading somewhere, like when the men went to war in like the Second World War, and then the women were left. And then when they come back, they found a different society. Yeah. So what is your opinion on like the changes people can make for the boys so that they don't turn out to be weak men?
Man, just have the fathers present in those boys' lives. That's it. Because if we don't have a generation of men who are awake, You see, like now, if you wake up, like this guy who's waking up in his marriage and doesn't know how to deal with that information. Once you wake up, then you'll be able to do things the right way. Then you stop being a liar. Now, imagine if you're a liar and you're a father. Yeah? You're a liar and you're a father. You're teaching your kids how to lie. So what kind of weakness is that in the society?
Kibe, sorry, my phone went off.
Hold up, CG. Hold up, CG.
Okay.
I was finishing with who's this? Jay Watu, yeah. So imagine if you're a liar and you're a father. So your kids are learning from you how to lie. So there are no difference. There's no difference between you raising the kids or them being raised by a woman. So the men must raise their sons to be men. There's no other way. If the men cannot do it, then we just prepare for World War III. 100%. If the men don't raise their boys to be men, then prepare for World War III. It's going to come to us sooner than we expect.
I think we have a society that is bound to be doomed.
Yeah, it has to. At some point, it has to all crash. It has to, because it's not sustainable. We cannot have a society where men are not productive. You see, men who are raised by their mothers are not productive at all. So we cannot have a society like that. It has to crash. Men who are raised by their mothers are lazy as fuck. They don't like to work. They're entitled. They don't know anything. So now this whole society has to come crumbling down for us to wake up and say, hey, where is the problem here?
Where are you from?
I'm from Connecticut.
How did you get here?
Oh,
Connecticut is
I've been here for
cold.
30 years. I've been here for 30 years now.
How did you get here?
One of my friends was in San Antonio, and I visited and I stayed.
Yeah, hello, boss.
And then I graduated from Texas State.
Yeah.
San Marcos.
Texas State, San Marcos. Yeah.
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 I have an art degree.
Did you go to war?
What?
Did you go to war?
No, I didn't.
You after San Marcos, you stayed here.
I moved here by way of county jail.
This one here?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, the one on the east side.
Yeah.
By the airport.
Del Valley.
What did you do?
Oh, I beat up the guy that my girl cheated on me with.
Oh my gosh. And what happened to the girl?
She's a professor.
She is a professor. You went to school with her?
Yeah.
In San Marcos? And where does she teach now?
Probably at Texas State.
My goodness. Do you remember her name?
Carrie Fitzgerald.
Huh?
Carrie Fitzgerald.
Carrie
Fitzgerald.
with a L or with a R?
Carrie.
With a L. Fitzgerald. So she's German origin.
No, that's Irish royalty.
Oh, it's Irish.
Irish.
Yeah.
The ruling class.
Fitzgerald. Yes, you are right.
Fitz is ruling class.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she was mad because
it's Irish.
I don't have an Irish last name, but I'm more Irish than she is.
Yeah.
I'm 5'8", and she was half.
Wow. And the guy, he cheated on. How bad did you beat him?
Not that bad. I scared him a lot more than I beat him.
And then he was a wimp and he went to the purpose. That fucker.
Thank you, bro.
And I think it's the same guys who are raised by single parent who are insisting on marriage. Even if everything is burning in their marriages, they are saying, I will stay, I will keep on being in this marriage. Because it's like codependent. You're codependent on this woman you're with. You feel you cannot live alone.
Let me tell you, the moment you feel like you need a woman, just know those are mommy issues that are arising inside you. Your mama is so strong in you. So when you see men rushing towards marriage, those are men who have been dominated and they have mommy issues. So that guy is going to take his mommy issues to this woman, and this woman knows that this guy has mommy issues. That's why she's agreed to get married to him, because she knows she can run his life. You know that. Otherwise, a woman who knows she cannot run your life, she doesn't want anything to do with you. A 2023 woman, and you appear there as a man, she doesn't want a man. She wants a weak representation of the man. But as soon as you start to show some balls, either she's going to destroy you or she's going to walk away. It has happened over and over again. If today Ali was to now start exhibiting some masculine traits, his wife is going to leave him. Same thing with CG here. As soon as he just starts to show that he's become a man, she's out. She's going to divorce him and take everything that he's been working for all those 18 years.
I think that's why so many men in marriages, if you hear the language, they are saying, this is my partner. In marriage, there is no partnership. They have to be a leader. You cannot be equal partners. But I think people say that to make the women happy in the marriages. You cannot lead if you two. You have to follow one person. I like the story you were saying that you are in America and then a guy, the wife, put him down and then he kept quiet because he has so much to lose and maybe he's not even in that marriage for the right reason. He's because of fear. He fear losing his house, money, kids. But as you said,
and Jay, what now that you're talking about it, you can hear the fear in CG when he's talking about it. You can hear that he doesn't want to say what is wrong in his marriage because he has fear that if he ever confronts the truth or has to deal with it, then he knows the truth is that he has to walk away from that dysfunctional relationship. But nobody wants to confront that because we are all afraid. And who has more fear than women? Women are living on survival mode. A man cannot be operating on fear.
But you said who has fear than a woman? A weak man has fear.
Yes.
They're both the same.
So
weak men and women.
Weak men and women are the same thing. So that's why you find even emotional men are worse than women.
So now someone has to create a problem for you to have a positive look at it.
I don't understand your question.
So someone have to come and say, oh, mine has a problem for it to sound good.
No, I mean, if you have a happy life, why are we discussing it?
Yeah, but even if I say I have a happy life, you will spin it around and make it look.
No, if you have a happy life, there are 700 people here today. There are only 4 of us talking. So if you have a happy life, you probably have something else better you want to do.
Yeah, but that dilutes the whole...
but if you had a problem, then now we can discuss. Why else would I be talking to you if you have a happy life and there is no discussion between... There is nothing to go back and forth over. It has to be at least interesting, doesn't it?
I agree with that, but my initial point was actually I was talking about Ali to move on to whatever I wanted to say. I wanted to talk about whatever was happening with the lady.
No, but you admitted that you've been awkward in your marriage.
Yeah. Yes, definitely.
Yeah, so that was a problem that we encountered. That's why we were discussing the fact that you've been awkward.
Yeah, but from your terms, I used your terms and your analogy.
But you said it. I didn't say I've been awkward. You said you've been awkward.
No, you never said. No, you never said that. You said that anyone who's married is compromised.
Mm-hmm.
Then I used those terms to explain myself, and I said, if you just accept that term, then you can move on with life. Then deal with other things differently.
So you agreed with me, or did you dispute it?
According to your terms, yes, I agree with you.
No, not according to my terms. Do you agree that men who are in marriages are compromised?
Yes, obvious.
Oh, good. All right. So that's already a problem.
I know. I understand that.
So why are you trying to backtrack on that, making it look like I'm pointing out shit that doesn't exist?
The being compromised in the terms of what is happening today, how people are looking at the idea of marriage. It's not fear. I'm trying to explain myself in a way not to create any contradiction or to be clear. I don't want you to assume. I want to be clear with what I'm saying to get my point across. I'm not trying to defend anything. I'm not afraid of anything. I've been in marriage for a long time. I understand how the single people are coming with. I understand the people who are coming to talk with fear about relationships and marriage. It's totally fine. But also I agree there are pros and cons. And that's the reason I come and I listen, because I'm learning a thing or two about different things, different aspects of life.
So for someone like you, who's been married 18 years, every time you see someone like Ali open up a space, you need to run there. Okay? Yeah, because now you are chasing Ali. So you and Ali are in the same, you have the same energy. When you come here, then the energy might be a bit different for you because...
No, but
because you don't have a real problem.
But Kibe, you're dismissing me on your own input. You don't see how valuable your information is on any side. So you're telling me my information is only valuable this way, this one direction, take it or leave.
Because I don't want to corrupt you. If you really are doing well in your marriage, fine. Then you listening to me will start to put ideas in your head. And I don't want to corrupt you. I want you to be exactly where, I want you to flock where other birds like you are flocking. So if you flock here, then there's going to be an issue. Because here, the people who are flocking here are people who are looking for something different. Now you are here trying to tell us this ambiguous shit. And I'm asking you, ask me.
Is it beneficial for you if you have a podcast to hang out with other people with podcasts? Or is it for you to go and look for where the millionaires are, the investors are, and all this, getting ideas from different places to bring it to your podcast?
That's a useless example. But have you seen? But
you understand you get what I'm coming from. You have to seek information from everywhere.
No, you seek information from the people who are like you.
Who are compromised.
No, who are like you. So birds of a feather always flock together. So you don't go to a place where you're going to stand out. You see, if you're a married man and then you go hang out with single people, then there's a problem.
No, but you see, now then
that doesn't work. So you, who's a happily married man, you're coming to bring us this ambiguity that you're so used to in marriage. Because in marriage, you guys don't talk anything really, just nonsense. Now you brought that nonsense here, and you expect us to discuss nonsense. And I'm telling you, is there any real reason for us to be talking? Do you have a single thing that we can look at instead of this ambiguous shit? Come on,
Kibe. Don't get into your feelings. Us as men, okay. Now, since you said I'm not a man, the men should come together and lobby. And start lobbying.
But how do you know what men should do? You already admitted you're not a man. So can we...
but the point can be taken.
No, we can't take the point because you're not a man. So how can so it's like I'm talking to a woman. Because now look at you. You've gone the same way, the same direction that women would go.
I don't care. But you
are you seeing how you've been weakened? No, are you seeing how you've been weakened to a point where you think that this shit is real in your imagination?
No, but you're misunderstanding. If you fight with her emotionally, you're not going to.
Who said it's emotional? Why does it seem emotional to you?
Now you see. Now you have taken.
Hold up, Jay. Just 1 second. Let me finish with this guy.
Now everything that after what I have said, if I came and kept quiet, and that's the point I was trying to make. If I came and kept quiet and never spoke about the marriage thing, we would have a very different conversation. Once that has come in place, you've closed in your mind. The same way you're looking at your space and assuming that it's only geared towards single men, or even geared
are you in America?
Particular narrative.
Are you in America? CG, are you in America?
No.
Okay, so do you know what they say when they say credible witness? Do you know what that means?
Yeah.
So in law, if you lie once, they can use that lie to say that everything that you say after you open your mouth is a lie. So we cannot trust what you're saying because we've confirmed in one area that you're a liar.
Okay.
So if you're compromised, then you should not open your mouth because we don't know who's talking, whether it is you who's talking or your wife or whoever it is that has compromised you. So every time you want to open your mouth and you think you're a man, but yet you're a compromised man, then you're deceiving us because we don't know who is talking. That's why we cannot allow you to talk because you have to first prove to us that you're a man. And as long as you're a married man, then 100% of the chance is you are compromised.
I agree.
Yes. So why should I listen to you giving advice to anyone for anything? Right now, all you should be doing is looking for Ali, asking Ali, how do I get to year 30?
Yeah, I get that.
Now, when you come to me, I have nothing to give you.
Now you're hanging on to one thing and you're like, okay, this is where I'm going down with this. But you see, at the end of the day, it's not as important as what I was trying to say.
So yours is more important?
Yeah, I think so. But I get what you're saying. I'm not ignorant. So yeah, I get it. I'll go look for Ali. We can have a cup of
You
tea.
you look for Ali.
Talk.
You guys can sit. You guys can discuss marriage. You
Yeah.
can discuss, all those good things. The positive side of whatever it is you guys are doing.
Very true.
Yeah. So, but when you come here, open a space and do all that shit. But when you come here, this is a whole different vibe. This is we have to deal with the truth.
Yeah.
So you married men because you're unable to put truth between your lips, just like your women. That's why it's so difficult to have a conversation with you.
But is it the truth or your perspective of the truth?
The truth is the truth, bro. It doesn't matter who's telling it. The truth has always been the truth. So look at you. Look at you right now, struggling with your own marriage. You cannot tell your wife the truth. You cannot tell me the truth.
Right.
Yeah.
It's such a struggle. But what I'm trying to, is it a perspective of your truth? Because you see, also the truth unfolds as you grow. What you considered the truth 5 years ago is not the truth today.
No, truth is always relative.
Yeah,
it's relative.
If it was
always relative.
Constant,
it's relative to the person who's looking at it. So if my truth and your truth don't align, then we don't have anything in common.
But Kibe, if it was relative and truth, and your truth never was the same way, you would not have been where you are in your marriage.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was constant.
Have you gone into some philosophy that I don't understand, or what? What are you talking about, bro?
No, if you're saying the truth is always relative, and I agree, but I'm telling you, it might be your perspective.
You see, like now, your truth and my truth are very different, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
you tell me.
They are very different. The way you view marriage and the way I view marriage is very different. That's why you're still in marriage and I'm not.
Is it truth or a perspective of?
It doesn't matter. It's the outcome is the same. You are in marriage, I'm not. So whether it's truth, outcome, whatever it is, but let's say both our perspectives are different because we are basing our life on how we see it, our perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah. So your perspective and mine are very different. I do not see any need for me to be in marriage. You, on the other hand, you're finding a lot of benefit to be in marriage.
Exactly.
And yeah. So that's why. So my point was the fact that you are finding all these benefits in marriage. So you have to do a cost-benefit analysis. You look at yourself and say, okay, I am 38 now. I have been married for 18 years. These are the successes that I've had, and these are the losses. So, am I thinking of leaving this relationship? What would it cost me vis-a-vis what would I gain if I stayed with her for the rest of my life? So that's upon you. Those are the decisions that men make. Okay,
I agree.
Yeah. So that's what you have to do for yourself. So if your marriage makes more sense to you, for you to stay in it, then you stay in it. That's what men do, make a decision. For me, I made a decision to walk away.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And now you see, now you're talking to me I get you. But the way you're dealing with me before is the same way.
Why are we going before and now we're already here?
No, I want
you see, so you get stuck. You're like a woman. You get stuck in the past, and now you keep holding on to this puny shit that we have moved on. That you cannot go back. Why are you going back to the past, bro?
So let's go back to the puniness.
Oh, you see. So your work here is just to come and muddy the conversation. There's nothing real you want to discuss because once we start discussing something real, you want to take me back to the past. I'm not going to do that, CG. I'm tired of dealing with your puniness.
No, but the way you're dealing with me is the same way Ali.
Bro, we had moved on. Move on beyond that. Okay,
that he cannot deal with a client.
Now I can't even listen to you. You're just becoming a nuisance. CG, I just mute your mic, man. Let me listen. I'd rather listen to Ali or Mora. Mora, are you here?
Now you know. Now you know. So that next time, when you see somebody acting out of the ordinary, you know how to detect mental illness, projection, and the failure for them to process the situation they are in because they are too much of a coward or immature to do the right thing. You find out oftentimes we are not the problem.